Hey guys, just a heads up that this is going to be a spoilery video, so if you haven't read the Harry Potter books up until this point, you might want to click away. Other than that, this is the third video in a series, so if you haven't watched videos 1 and 2 yet, you can check them out in the iCard right here. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. Welcome back to my Reading Harry Potter for the First Time series. I am very, very excited for this next installment in the series because the next book, the third book, is the book that most people seem to love as a book and hate as a movie. And I've, of course, only seen the movies. So, I mean, I can kind of attest that the third Harry Potter movie is not the greatest thing in cinema history. But I've heard so many good things about the third book, Prisoner of Azkaban. So, hopefully I can get through this relatively quickly. Usually when I pick up the Harry Potter books, at least with the first two, what happened was I pick it up and then I put it down for like a week or two. That's kind of already happened with this one. I am about 2 chapters in, not very far at all. I started this like probably a week and a half ago, and I am super ready to get back into it. Partially because I have a little reading challenge going with my friend where we're gonna see who can read the most by like Monday next week. I don't know, but this is definitely the top of my TBR because I really want to get this video out. I'm also going to try and do a better job this time of kind of updating you while I read, even if I'm, in my PJs and look kind of yikes, but that's fine. That's real life, whatever. I'm going to try and do a little bit more of that up-to-date updating. So I will update you guys again when I've actually started picking this up and gotten started on, chapter 3. She fall over for? So the night bus scene is kind of killing me right now. And then a little bit later on where Fudge is just like, we don't send people to Azkaban for blowing up their ants. Strangest things happen in the wizarding community. Strangest things. So it is 11:15 at night and I just finished reading some Harry Potter. I was looking up the first video in this series because all day today I've been wondering if it's going to surpass 1,000 views. And it's right now at 996. So I think by the time I wake up tomorrow it'll probably be at 1,000. It was. I had no clue that these videos would be so popular. I feel kind of bad looking back at the first one because I'm like, I would have tried to make it better if I had known. All I can do moving forward is try and make these videos better and better. Good thinking. So that's what I'm going to try and do. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who is out there watching this video. So do I. Thank you. And watching the other videos in this series. Also, if you haven't already, do consider subscribing. I think that could be a really good thing to do if you like these videos. Even if you only want to watch these videos. There's still, after this video, there's still 4 more videos in the series. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you definitely want to get notifications for the last 4 books in the series, right? So definitely subscribe. And why don't you just hit the like button while you're down there? Maybe drop a comment, say hello, let me know how your day's going. So, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Still reading it, still enjoying it quite a lot. I basically haven't read for a couple of days just because I got some really good news not too long ago, and I've just been super excited about it, and I'll share it with you guys one day, eventually. I don't know when, and I've just been really excited. I've had a hard time sleeping, honestly, because I'm so excited about it, so I've just been planning stuff for that, and yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of time for reading because of that. But I am still determined to have this video out by the end of April, even if it's like April 30th. It'll be out, at least by then, maybe before then, hopefully before then. Honestly though, I'm finding it really, really easy to read. Like this one's going by way faster when I do sit down to read it than books 1 or 2. And I think it's because the writing is just getting easier to read. Like I think it's more sure of itself and a little bit more enjoyable to read, quite frankly, because it's more concise and has much more direction. I feel like I say that in every video, but I mean, maybe the writer is just getting better and better in those ways with every book. I don't know. I really do want to watch the movies. at some point. But I'm thinking I might make that its own video just because of time and how I want to get this video out in April. So I'm thinking maybe I'll watch the first 3 movies and compare them to the books in their own separate video. That might be a little bit more worthwhile for everybody. That way I can get this video out earlier. Then we'll also have some extra Harry Potter content and review stuff in the month of May, along with the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire review sometime towards the end of May. Plus, I think 3 movies is a good chunk of, first of all, movie watching time for me, and second of all, it's not too much or too little to do a review on all at once. So I think that'll work out really well. That's where I'm at. I know I need to just spend a day or two really reading the rest of this, and I'm gonna go do that. So I will check in with you guys again soon. I have just finished Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban this morning. It is April 30th. I am really cutting it to the last minute on this one, but I have a few points here on my computer that I want to go through. What are my final thoughts? So the first thing I wrote down is that this book feels cozy. So I think maybe this could be that we are returning to Hogwarts and we know the characters now, and so returning to them feels like coming home. But I think it's also that we're spending a lot of time in cozy, familiar areas of the castle, places like the Gryffindor Common Room and the Great Hall, at least in the first half of the book, so it feels very much so like a cozy night in at Hogwarts, and I really enjoyed that aspect of this reading experience. Now, I do have a question about this book, specifically about the Dementors in the book. Maybe this was explained somewhere else, but what in the world, what do the Dementors get out of working for the Ministry of Magic? Like, could they not just be roaming free in the forests and like attacking people for their happiness on their own accord? Like, why are they being used by the Ministry? Why are they allowing themselves to be used by the Ministry? Is there something there that I missed? Is it explained in a later book? Let me know in the comments below if you know what's up with the Dementors and why they would agree to work for the Ministry, because it just doesn't really make sense to me and I feel like I missed something. Getting on to characters, I think all of the characters in this book that we've already established in previous books were kind of just a natural extension of themselves, and I absolutely loved them. I think one of my long-standing favorites, now that I look back on it, from all of the books so far is Professor McGonagall. I like her sassiness, I like that she adheres to the rules, but she's also got a little bit of cheekiness in her, especially when it comes to Gryffindor winning Quidditch, so really like that. But of the new characters in this book, I really loved Professor Lupin, and I would dare to say that in this book, Professor Lupin was my favorite character, hands down, even winning out over McGonagall. I think that he is just such a sweet character. He's so much better realized in the book, I feel, than the movie. Like, I don't remember him being this awesome in the movie. Like, in the movie, he, I think, was maybe portrayed as a little bit more standoffish, and you didn't really get to know that much about him, whereas in the books I feel like I finally understand kind of what his backstory was, and I feel bad for the guy. He's really been through a lot, and he seems like a real sweetheart, so I'm hoping that I see more of him as the series goes on, which I'm pretty sure I will, because, you know, I've watched the movies. But anyways, I'm excited to read more about him in the future. Also, for characters, this book really makes you hate Snape. Like, if you didn't hate Snape before for just being like a general jerk to Harry and Ron and Hermione, you will hate him in this book. He is just so malicious, and he says some really terrible things that I'm like, can a teacher even say that and still be employed as a teacher? Like, is that okay? I don't think that it is, but you know, that's just Snape, I guess. Terrible, angry, greasy Snape. I do still have a lot of questions about Sirius Black as a character. In the movie, I kind of, I feel like I missed a lot in this movie, but in the movie I feel like I kind of missed the point where they were like, oh no, he's not a bad guy. You should care about him, Harry. And I think the book helped with that. I do think that the switching of Harry like absolutely hating him to wanting to live with him suddenly was a little bit quick, but I would say that it was like an acceptable amount of time that passed in the book. Plus Harry's a kid, so it kind of makes sense, like maybe he wouldn't be quite as cautious as an adult would. Maybe I should give him more credit. But yeah, I have a lot of questions about Sirius that I really want to learn more about him in the books to come. So after finishing this book this morning, I had this real, and even like last night while I was getting towards the end of the book, I was like, you know, I really, really want to watch the movie now, because I do not remember a lot of the things that were explained in the book being explained in the movie. And it might just be that I haven't watched the movie in like years, but it could be that maybe the movie was altered quite a lot from the book. I'm pretty sure I've heard people say that in the past, and that's why they don't like the movie. So I have this real urge to go and watch the movie now. And I think that even though I'm going to do a video of like movies 1, 2, and 3 versus books 1, 2, and 3, I think I'm going to start with movie number 3 just because it's fresh right now, and I have a real urge to see what things are paralleled and what things aren't. So I didn't really understand as a kid watching the movies, and now that I've read the books, I understand the backstory, and I wonder if I just missed it while watching the movie, or if it maybe just wasn't explained very well, or what's going on. So I'm excited for that third movie. The only thing I really had to say about the absolute ending of the book is that it was quite a bit less abrupt than the first 2 books, which I really liked. The first 2 books, if you watch my other videos, you will hear me talk about how they end really quickly and they get wrapped up into a nice neat little bow, and it just happens in like a chapter and it's really annoying. In this book, I feel like the climax, like the time from the climax of the book to the end of the book is a bit lengthier, and I think that is a total win, and I'm very, very hopeful that the next books in the series do the same thing. In conclusion, I really enjoyed this one. I think I enjoyed it even more than book number 2. Like, that's a surprise. I feel like everybody knew I'd enjoy book 3 more than book 2. Obviously enjoyed it more than book 1 as well, because I enjoyed book 2 more than book 1, and if I enjoy book 3 more than book 2, then it makes sense that I would enjoy book 3 more than book 1. But anyway, very excited to say that I really enjoyed this book. I guess I have to give it a 4.5, since I gave 4.25 to book 2 and a 4 to book 1. Yes, I think so. I think I'm going to give this book a 4.5 because it was really good. I wouldn't say it was perfect. There were a few moments where I was like a little bit like, okay, let's get on with it. Like, not bored, but I felt that things were getting a bit slow. So I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I would say that it was better than books 1 and 2. So yeah, 4.5. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is a solid 4.5 for me. Anyways, that's it for today. I'm gonna go and watch the movies pretty soon and do a video on those, so look out for that coming out soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel because this is a video series that you will be seeing more of. I'm trying to do one of these videos every month with maybe extra little bits of Harry Potter content sprinkled in there, like the movies. So yeah, that's basically it for today. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!